interesting design on it. Wingstrom has the single leg, scoots behind, has to get his head free before he gets the takedown. Basically has control. Now is awarded 2 points just before he pulls his head out, and has full control now and leads here in the first 20 seconds 2-0. At 113 pounds, Ian Wingstrom wrestling Justin Vang, who's come down a weight tonight, it looks. He was originally on the scorecard at 120, and he's wrestling 113 against Wingstrom. Wingstrom with that tight waist tries to swing him around, now gets him on his back, gets some back points counted. Looks like he's going to get at least 2 now, probably 3, as he tries to hook up the cradle, but he was just using the tight waist there. Never did swing around to that leg. Now he rolls him over again, rolls under him, tries to expose the back. Still hasn't been awarded those original points yet, and there go the 2 points on the board. So it's 4-0 Wingstrom here just a little over a minute into the first period. Now he's trying to hook up it looks like a cow catcher, but down on the mat, has the legs hooked up and the pinning hold, and pins him at the 120 mark. Boy, that happened quick once he got Vang on his back. And Ian Wingstrom wins by a fall at 1 minute 20 seconds into this match. So Wingstrom went in, got the head and the leg, was able to flip him over and cinch that up tight in a matter of a few seconds, and the Mustangs get 6 more points on the board, and both victories now for Fort Morgan have been by fall. So now the 120-pounders, Cody Carpenter, a Mustang sophomore, on the mat against Brandon Wetch of the Erie Tigers, also wearing that orange. It almost looks like an orange Spider-Man type of singlet for the Tigers. And Wetch scoots around behind, doesn't have the takedown yet, but now he gets the takedown and also has a pinning hold on Carpenter, who is in big trouble here. The official is going to give 3 points as soon as that hold breaks, and now Carpenter gets back to his base, but he's down 5-0 here in the very early going of this, and he was lucky not to get pinned there. Worked his way back to his base. Now Wetch is trying to hook up a cradle. Got the grapevine ride and scooting up higher, trying to hook that up. Now has the cradle and swings Carpenter back down on his back. More back points will be awarded as we hit the midway point of the first period here in the 120 weight class at Fort Morgan High School. Sophomore Cody Carpenter is now down 8-0 here in the first period as he does get out of that cradle, but he's still on his stomach trying to get his base back. But now Wetch pulls that arm back, getting some more back points. And he's going to get 2 or 3 more. Looks like 3 more once Carpenter gets back up. He's back onto his stomach, trying to work up to his base. But Brandon Wetch is dominating this first period now, leading 11-0 with 20 seconds left to go in the period. So Carpenter has avoided getting pinned, but he's been on his back 3 times, and that's added up to 11 points plus the takedown. Now more back points are going to be awarded before this period is over, as Carpenter is on his back one more time. We're going to be getting close to a technical fall. Just 2 points this time. So it's 13-0 after one period, and Carpenter in jeopardy of that technical fall as Wetch chooses bottom. He has the choice here in the second period, leading sophomore Cody Carpenter 13-0. So Carpenter needs to get some points if he can to avoid the technical fall here in the second period. Wetch is Carpenter is really up high on that head. Wetch is trying to scoot out behind for the reversal. Carpenter trying to hook something up. He's got the leg, the grapevine with his leg, or the figure 4 on the body, and now he's trying to get some back points. But if Wetch can slip out of that, he's going to have 2 points, and that will end the match. Now Carpenter is on his back. He is actually technically in control, but now they give the 2 points and the fall. It would have been a technical fall, but the fall recorded as Carpenter just got too high, found himself in a precarious position. And with 1:23 showing on the clock in the second period, Brandon Wetch wins by fall. That makes the team score Fort Morgan 24 and Erie 12. On the mat now, the 126-pounders, Justin Wood. For the Mustangs, Christian Hernandez. For the Erie Tigers, this match duel moving along rapidly. We are less than 10 minutes into the action here, and probably about halfway through the wrestling, as every match wrestled has wound up in a fall so far tonight. 126-pounders on the mat, Justin Wood and Christian Hernandez, and now they're each working for the takedown. 30 seconds in, neither wrestler has a takedown. They are locked up arm in arm, and Wood trying to duck under, but Hernandez fighting him off, and they are moving toward the edge of the mat, both working each other's arms and head. Now a single leg put in by Wood, picks it up. Now if he can knock that other leg down, he could get the takedown, but Hernandez counters, and Wood slips behind him and gets the takedown for the first two of the match. 2-0. Justin Wood, the Mustang sophomore, leading here midway through the first period. They go off the edge of the mat and will restart in the center of the mat with Wood for the Mustangs, leading 2-0. Now a caution being issued on the restart. Our wrestling tonight brought to you in part by B&B Appliance at 502 Ensign in downtown Fort Morgan. They're the place to shop for your appliance needs. B&B Appliance, a member of the Brand Source retail program. Christian Hernandez up quickly on the whistle. Justin Wood trying to hang on to him and drives him off the edge of the mat, and they will restart in the center. Hernandez up quick, and Wood trying to control, but they went off, so they'll restart in the center of the mat. Now Hernandez tries to stand up again. Wood gets an ankle and is able to control and break him down. Hernandez tries to turn in and do a switch on Justin Wood, but Wood able to control again. Picks up that leg. Hernandez determined to stand up, and one more time they go off the edge of the mat on the far side in front of the Erie bench. 24 seconds left to go in this opening period of the 126-pound match between Justin Wood of Fort Morgan and Christian Hernandez of the Erie Tigers. Fort Morgan hosting tonight in dual wrestling action. Get some wrestling in before the holiday break, and then it's full speed ahead right after the first of the year, and a stalling call. So a warning, and it will lead to a restart with Wood leading 2-0. I'm pretty sure that was on Hernandez of the Tigers as the period ends with Wood leading 2-0. We'll head to the second period, and we will start in the neutral position. I think it was Hernandez's choice. I'm not 100% certain, but I think he chose neutral, and he gave up the takedown in the first period, looking to even the score with a potential takedown here. And just like in the first period, the wrestlers trying to control each other's head and arms. They break apart now, each trying to control a wrist and a neck. We're 30 seconds into the second period. Justin Wood has a single leg, trying to scoot behind, but Hernandez has his head controlled. Now Wood scoots behind and gets the takedown and leads the match 4-0. 1:20 left to go in the second period. So this is the closest, most competitive match we've had on the mat all night tonight. The other three that have been wrestled have been pins, either in the first or early second period. This one's 4-0. Fort Morgan, Justin Wood leading this. He's got Hernandez broken down to the mat. Hernandez trying to regain his base. Wood trying to work some combination, trying to put in a half from the left side. Can't get it. Has to get his own right arm free. Now he's trying to hook up a cradle inside. And now a stalling warning being given to the earlier one must have been to Wood. This one to Hernandez. They're near the edge of the mat. Now a little flurry of action. So no stalling call, and Justin Wood trying to hook up a combination that might work. He's having trouble even getting his hands free to try to hook something up. Now he's trying to go with the crossface with his left arm, but the right arm is stuck inside. And now a second stalling warning has been given to Wood, and that results in a point. The wrestlers were going to start neutral, but Justin Wood, of course, has control. He loses the point for the stalling after getting that warning in the first period. I don't know. That's a tough call. I'm not far from an expert on wrestling, but he's trying to hook things up, but Hernandez keeps countering by hanging on to hands and arms and that sort of thing, and the second period expires with the score 4-1. We'll head to the third period. So that was the actual, in the second period, that was Justin's choice to start neutral. Now Hernandez picks to start neutral as well. Justin Wood leading Christian Hernandez of the Erie Tigers by a score of 4-1 as we start the third period here at 1:26. The weight classes this year are slightly different in many cases than last year, so if some of these numbers don't sound like what you're used to, that's why. We've got some new numbers to get used to. As kids get bigger, they keep creeping those weight classes upward. We're 30 seconds into this final period, and now Wood shoots for a single leg. He's got the leg picked up. They're near the edge of the mat. He tries to trip him down, trips him straight onto his back, gets some back count, but not enough for points. He does get the takedown. So now he leads 6-1, only one swing of the referee's arm. So not enough to score a point, and now it potentially dangerous. No, I guess they're calling another stalling, and Coach Reynolds wants to ask a question about that. So now 2 stalling points have been awarded to Hernandez, and Coach Reynolds is over toward the scoring table asking for a conference with the referee. Let's see if we can eavesdrop. The referee gave either a very short explanation or said, we're not going to talk about it. Now Red is given another point as Wood just gives him the intentional escape. So now it's 6-3. I referred to him as Red. That's the armband that's being used. That's the Erie Tigers. His name is Christian Hernandez. That's just the scorekeeping mechanism, the red and the green. And Wood almost gets a takedown as they go off the mat. It would have been if the mat had been just a bit bigger, but they were out of bounds as Wood basically tackled Hernandez. He's got 3 takedowns. Hernandez has 2 penalty points on stalling and 1 escape that was intentionally given up by Wood. So now we're in the neutral position. Wood leading 6-3 with 36 seconds left to go in the final period of this match. So Wood has been warned, has had a couple of stalling points given against him, so he needs to be aware that the referee is talking to them. No signals as far as stalling as we hit the 15-second mark to go in this period. Now Hernandez is the one who's trailing by 3. He needs to get aggressive and go in. And now Wood has the single leg, needs to scoot around, and he'll get 2 more points, but time is going to expire. He does get the 2 points, 4 seconds left in the match, and that is going to be the end as the buzzer sounds. And the winner by the score of 8-3 is Justin Wood of Fort Morgan over Christian Hernandez of the Erie Tigers. By far the best, most competitive match of the night, and 3 team points for the Mustangs. Moises Sebastian will be wrestling 132 for the Mustangs against Zach Starbeck of the Erie Tigers. We're at the 132s. Now, Fort Morgan leading the duel, 27-12, and Sebastian goes in quickly for the double leg, has it, trying to lift him up. He's going to struggle to keep him inbounds. Now Starbeck tries to get a single leg. They break apart and restart near the center of the mat. They're both grabbing each other's head. Now Sebastian had that double leg, had him picked up, but couldn't convert it into a takedown. We're 25 seconds into the opening period of the 132-pound weight class here at Fort Morgan High School. Still no score. The wrestlers have moved their way back to the center of the mat. Now Sebastian goes for the single leg. He's got it, but Starbeck countering. Now they break apart. They each adjust their headgear and try again. 1:15 to go in this opening period. Sebastian has had the best opportunities. A pretty good double leg and a fairly deep single leg, but Starbeck for the Tigers able to counter in each case. Now they both have each other's neck. Now a stalling warning against Erie as we are 1 minute into the period. You know, the crowd has grown considerably here in the last several minutes. A nice crowd for the wrestling tonight. Now Starbeck trying to do a headlock, but Sebastian able to get away from that. 40 seconds to go in the opening period. No score here in the 132-pound weight class in this duel between Fort Morgan and Erie. 30 seconds to go in the opening period. The wrestlers push each other away. They're about at the center of the mat. Now Sebastian gets a single leg, tries to pick it up. If he can suck that in, he can get the 2 points, but now Starbeck counters, and they go down to the mat, and neither wrestler can get control. Now Sebastian again has the upper hand, but they go out of bounds before either wrestler can get control, and they will restart back in the center of the match. Matt, with 13 seconds left to go in the opening period, no score between Moises Sebastian of the Mustangs and Zach Starbeck of the Erie Tigers. 8 seconds to go in the period. We've had some good attempts. The Erie wrestler has actually been warned for stalling, and he's been mostly on the defensive as the first period ends scoreless. Sebastian had a couple of opportunities, a couple of relatively deep single legs and one double leg that he had him picked up near the first part of the period. It just couldn't convert. So they will start in the neutral position, both standing here in the second period. See if either one of them can get a takedown in this period. I'm not sure whose choice that was, but whoever is optimistic that they can do better in this second period than they did in the first. Neither wrestler able to get a takedown. Sebastian for the Mustangs came the closest a couple of times, including there toward the end, but the boundary line meant he couldn't convert it into a takedown. We are 30 seconds into the second period, and really neither wrestler has gotten a good attempt here. And now a point has been awarded to Sebastian for stalling on Starbeck. So that makes it 1-0. A lot of objection on that call when it was made. And now Starbeck getting a little more aggressive. Now he has a double leg, backs away. We're a minute into the second period, and the only point is a stalling point against Erie Starbeck, awarded to Moises Sebastian of the Mustangs. Now the crowd is getting into this match, trying to encourage either wrestler to do something that might result in a takedown. Now the official is talking to them again, encouraging some action. We started neutral here in the second period. Well, Sebastian tries to go for a double leg. Starbeck counters it again. We have 35 seconds left to go in the second period. Still just 1-0. Moises Sebastian for the Mustangs on that stalling point. And Sebastian has not even been warned, so he has the upper hand on that. Now Starbeck tries to do a crossface or a headlock, and Sebastian steps out of that. There's 12 seconds left to go in this second period, and neither wrestler has a takedown. Now a double leg by Starbeck, if he can suck it in, but they go off the edge of the mat with 5 seconds left. And Starbeck's best opportunity of the night, unable to convert. These are the 132-pounders. On the mat, 1-0. Moises Sebastian for the Mustangs as the time expires in the second period. Sebastian was shooting at the buzzer. And that choice in the second period was Starbeck's, because Sebastian is going to choose to be down here in the third period. He's leading 1-0. That stalling point awarded midway through the second period, the only point in this match. So Sebastian is going to start down. He's standing up now trying to get away, and Starbeck obviously needs some back points. Now Sebastian standing in again, trying to get away. Starbeck tears him down to the mat a couple times, and now there's going to be a penalty point as he locks his hands. And he kept his hands locked. You can lock them when the wrestler's standing. You can't keep them locked when they go down. So one more point for Moises Sebastian. And that makes it 2-0. So the only points in this match, 2-0 Sebastian, are a stalling point and a penalty point for locked hands. So they'll restart with Sebastian down, and Starbeck now trailing 2-0. Sebastian standing again, trying to do a standing switch, trying to turn into him. Starbeck rips him back down to the mat, and another locked hand call. And Sebastian gets the escape. He gets one for the locked hands and one for the escape, and now he leads 4-0. So those Starbeck didn't get his hands unlocked quick enough when they went down. That's cost him 2 points. And the only actual wrestling move point that's been scored so far now is the escape. And it makes it 4-0 in favor of Moises Sebastian with 1 minute left to go in the third period. Now Sebastian has a deep single leg in, but Starbeck is countering, and now they break apart. So that's been the story of this match. Sebastian's had the best opportunities, but neither wrestler's been able to convert a takedown here as we hit the 40-second mark left to go here in the third period of the 132 match. And now a stalling warning on Moises Sebastian. And now the coach is telling you got to shoot or you're going to lose a point. I think it's just the gas tank is running out for these wrestlers. It's not so much that Sebastian wants to stall, but he has been working hard. Both wrestlers have been working hard. Now a headlock by Starbeck, and he has a takedown, and he's getting some back points with 17 seconds to go, and it's going to be 5-4 with the back points. If Sebastian can avoid getting pinned here, there's 11 seconds, and he's locking up. Starbeck is locking it up, and with 7 seconds left to go in the match, Starbeck gets the fall. Oh, my goodness. What a match. A headlock takedown took Sebastian straight down onto his back, was able to cinch it up. And as we mentioned, Sebastian was running out of gas, not able to defend himself. And Zach Starbeck, after trailing the entire match, was able to pin Moises Sebastian right at the end. What an exciting match. Okay, back to business. Jacob Gherkin doesn't have an opponent at 138, so he is awarded a forfeit, and the Mustangs now lead the duel 33-18, and the 145-pounders will be on the mat. Richard Herrera for the Mustangs and Lad Bunker for the Tigers. Got to kind of catch my breath from that 132 match. What a wrestling match that was. Both wrestlers doing a great job. Moises Sebastian just not able to hang on at the end. Okay, we've got Richard Herrera on the mat for the Mustangs, Lad Bunker for the Tigers. At 145, we're 20 seconds into this, and Bunker gets the initial takedown right at the edge of the mat. And a good thing for Richard Herrera, they went off because he was in a precarious position and would have given up some back points, but they were off the mat. So it's 2-0. Bunker leading Herrera, and he immediately on the restart tries to hook up a cradle, and he's going to get some back points. Didn't really get the head hooked up, but he did get a couple swings of the referee's arm, and he's going to get at least 2, maybe 3, as Herrera back to his base. 2 points awarded for that near fall. That makes it 4-0. 1:15 to go here in the first period. Now Herrera able to slip out of that hold by Bunker, almost gets the reversal, but Bunker gets control back. Now he's hooking up a inside cradle, and he's getting some more back points. Herrera did not get a reversal, came close. Now he's going to give up a couple more back points. Looks like 3 more once he's able to get back up. He's able to turn in, but he's still on his back. Now Bunker is putting Herrera on his back again. He's already got the 3 points. Now Herrera just needs to avoid the fall. 40 seconds left to go here in the opening period at 1:45. Bunker trying to cinch that up. He's got the head and the waist. The referee giving it a good look. Herrera trying to kick his legs and now trying to turn into Bunker. And Richard Herrera for the Mustangs is pinned with 23 seconds left to go in the first period. So that's 147. And Thad Bunker wins by fall. Lad Bunker, I should say. That makes the team score 33-24. And Derek Gray will take the mat for the Mustangs against Clay Bunker. So these, I don't want to officially venture a guess, but one would guess probably brothers, perhaps cousins, same last name, close weight class. So Clay Bunker on for the Erie Tigers at 152. Derek Gray, the senior Mustang. And Fort Morgan leading the duel score by 9 points now, and this is the next to last match. Brandon Hoffman will be on the mat in the final match for the Mustangs. This is 152. We started at 170, and if some of these weight classes sound different than last year, they have tweaked the weight classes just a little bit. And now Gray in the battle for the takedown slapped the head, and Clay Bunker is going to be awarded a penalty point, and the Erie wrestler leads 1-0 on that potentially dangerous move as it was ruled, and a penalty point as well. So a minute 15 left to go in the first period here at 152. Derek Gray wrestling for the Mustangs. Clay Bunker wrestling for the Erie Tigers. Neither wrestler able to get a takedown here in the first period, but it's 1-0 Bunker on the penalty point. We are midway through the first period of the next to last match of the night. Fort Morgan hosting Erie in dual wrestling action. Bunker tries to go in on a single leg. Now Derek Gray counters it, and he hooks an arm. If he can turn Bunker over, he'd get the takedown, but Bunker able to get Derek Gray on his seat, and now they've given Bunker 2 points as they go off the edge of the mat. Now Gray basically concedes the move and tries to turn away, but they go off the edge of the mat. So with that takedown, it's now 3-0. Bunker leading Gray with 28 seconds to go in the first period. Now, caution on the restart. Our wrestling tonight brought to you in part by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance, locally in Fort Morgan and Brush. They offer home, health, auto, farm, business, and workers' comp insurance at Ingmeyer Phillips. Now, a second caution on the start. So each wrestler has been cautioned. Or actually, I think Gray got both of those cautions. So one more would result in another point. Now Gray tries to turn in and do a switch, but Bunker counters it pretty well, almost tips Derek onto his back. Now Gray able to get back to his stomach, tries to regain his base. His time is about to expire here in the second period. 8 seconds left to go in the opening period. Clay Bunker leading senior Derek Gray. And now Gray is actually turning into him. He's got Bunker near on his back, but not even able to get the reversal. And the referee saying no back points. There weren't enough. Gray hadn't even gotten control. But if that period had extended, that could have been very, very interesting. Could have been a 5-point move for Gray. But as it is, Derek trailing 3-0 as we go into the second period. I think the choice here is Bunker's. And he will start on top here in the second period. So Gray tries to do a switch right on the whistle. Bunker is able to counter. And Clay Bunker of Erie leading Derek Gray of Fort Morgan 3-0 as we start the second period here. Now Bunker trying to set up something fairly high, trying to get a leg in around the waist and working both arms up around Derek Gray's shoulders and trying to control the head with his head. Meanwhile, Derek Gray on the bottom is broken down to the mat trying to regain his base or possibly turn in. Now he's trying to turn in, gets up, tries to scoot away, and broken back down to the mat by Clay Bunker. A minute 15 to go in the second period. Bunker leading 3-0, and Bunker is warned for stalling. So they'll restart at the center of the mat on the restart. So Gray has a couple of cautions on the start. Now Bunker has a warning on stalling, and now a caution on Bunker on the restart. So if you can keep track of all those, hopefully they are at the scorer's table. The referee probably has them all kept track of in his head as well, because those will ultimately result in points if they recur. Now Gray tries a really risky move and flips over the top. Bunker was trying to pull Gray over and put himself on his own back, but Gray not able to capitalize on that. Bunker able to recover, and now back to a more traditional position, trying to break him down again. So it's 3-0, Clay Bunker leading over Derek Gray at 152 with 40 seconds to go in the second period. The 152-pound weight class is the next to last match of this duel. Fort Morgan leading by 9 points. And now they go off the mat, and they're going to give Bunker 2 back points as they rolled off the mat, and Derek Gray 1 escape point. So that makes it 5-1. That was quite interesting. Gray wound up on his back, but was able to roll right out of it and was given the escape as they went off the edge of the mat. Now they'll start at neutral. And Bunker almost got a takedown, but drove him off the edge of the mat. And when I say the edge of the mat, I mean the painted circle, not the actual physical mat onto the basketball floor. But they came awfully close that time to getting that close to the edge. Now it's 7-1. There must have been 2 more back points awarded there in that last sequence that I saw the referee. Okay, I'm sorry. That was a takedown. It was a takedown right at the end of as they went off the edge of the mat. Didn't look like there was a lot of control there, but obviously when they restarted with him down, that was a takedown. So now it's 7-1. Clay Bunker has a question for the official as they get ready to start the third period, as Derek Gray will start in the bottom position again, now trailing 7-1 with 2 minutes left to go in this match. Gray stands up on the whistle, now broken back down, trying to switch, now tries to step back over the top of Bunker, but Bunker able with that tight waist to control Derek Gray and get back on top of him. So this is an excellent wrestling match, 2 closely matched wrestlers, and Clay Bunker trying to work another combination to get some more back points. 1 swing of the referee's arm, but probably not enough. Nope, he says not enough for points. Got to swing that arm at least a couple times for 2 points. And I believe it's 5 times for 3 points, but that was only 1 swing of the arm, and now Gray back on his belly trying to get his base, and he's trailing this match by 6 points. So Derek Gray's got to get something going here. He needs to get a reversal and get some back points, and now another stalling point, or a stalling warning against Bunker, which results in a point for Derek Gray. So that makes the match score 7-2 with 1 minute 10 seconds to go. So Bunker tries to work a single, what we used to call chicken wing. Had it kind of in reverse fashion, now switches arms on it and trying to tie up, that's on the left arm. Now he's trying to tie up the right wrist of Derek Gray and hook up a combination to try to turn him over. Meanwhile, Derek Gray trailing by 5 points with 45 seconds to go in this match. And he is in a difficult situation. He's been warned for stalling now, which I don't think is really his intention, obviously. He's just tied up in a way that makes it very difficult to even work to get a base. So he's been warned for stalling. He's not really doing much moving, but mostly it's because that arm is controlled by Bunker. Now Bunker switches sides, 20 seconds to go in this match, and it looks like Derek Gray's just going to simply run out of time as he's now penalized a point for stalling again, but he just can't get anything going. Now Bunker is working that left arm, trying to pull it back over the top. Now switches to the back, and time is going to expire. So a good match, but 8-2 is going to be our final score. Clay Bunker defeats Derek Gray at 152 pounds. And one more match to go on the mat. Tio Charlie's is bringing you wrestling tonight, and you can see them. They're on Platte for great used cars and trucks. They're at 700 West Platte, and if they don't have what you want at Tio Charlie's, they will find it for you. They do a great job of that. Here's Brandon Hoffman and Troy Holton on the mat. Hoffman gets a takedown quickly, now tries to break Troy Holton down. So Hoffman leading 2-0. There they put the points on the board, and this is the final match of the night. And Hoffman turns Holton over. He's got him locked up, and this may end right here, and now he's going to get at least 3 points, trying to tighten that up. He's got his body on the head, the legs locked up, and there's the pin 30 seconds in. So Brandon Hoffman, a quick fall over Troy Holton at 160. So that is going to make it 42-27. Team score-wise, and that's the final match of the night as both teams exchange handshakes at the center of the mat. And we're going to take a break, and we'll come back and summarize this action for you tonight. Some really good wrestling tonight here at Fort Morgan High School. The Mustangs win the duel by the score of 42-27. I have that wrong. I'm sorry. It's 39-27. The Mustangs win the duel over the Erie Tigers. We're going to take a break and come back and summarize what you heard tonight, because there wasn't a lot of time to do that as the action was going on. Not a lot of time between the matches tonight. But the Fort Morgan Mustangs defeat the Erie Tigers in dual wrestling action, and we will take a break here on B106 and be right back to wrap up tonight's match here on B106 and B106.com. Welcome back to Fort Morgan High School. I'm Alec Creighton, and we've just concluded the dual wrestling match between the Fort Morgan Mustangs and the Erie Tigers here at Fort Morgan High School. The Mustangs victorious in the duel by the score of 39-27. There are 14 weight classes in high school wrestling. Some of those weights have changed this year, but we still have 14 weight classes this year. We had 8 actual matches on the mat. One weight class was open for both schools, and then there were a number of forfeits due to one or the other schools not having a wrestler at the particular weight. So let's summarize, and we'll do it in the order that they wrestled tonight. We started at 170 pounds tonight. By luck of the draw, the 170-pounders took the mat first, and that was actually Chris Shriver winning by forfeit. Erie with no wrestler in that class. In 182, neither school had a wrestler tonight. Ben Hokenottle is the 182-pounder for Fort Morgan. He has an injury, not able to report for duty tonight. Jesus Ibarra at 195 got a forfeit for the Mustangs, as did Anthony Stevens at 220 pounds. So the first match on the mat was Angel Del Campo for the Mustangs, and he made quick work of Colby Sweeney, winning by a fall 28 seconds into the first period. So Angel Del Campo, the first winner on the mat tonight at the 285 or heavyweight weight class, and gave the Mustangs 6 more dual points. So we started over at the lower weights, then at 106 pounds. Mustangs with nobody on their roster at 106, so Anthony Nieto Trujillo for the Erie Tigers picked up 6 points. And then Ian Wingstrom took the mat. He was wrestling Justin Vang at 113 pounds, and Wingstrom was able to pin Vang a minute and 20 seconds into that match. At 120 pounds, Cody Carpenter was wrestling Brandon Wetch. Carpenter for the Mustangs was pinned in the first period. Brandon Wetch picking up 6 points for the Tigers with the first period fall. Then our first match of the night that didn't end in a fall was 126 pounds. It was Justin Wood wrestling Christian Hernandez. Wood with a takedown in the first period, led to 2-0. After 2 periods, led 4-1 and wound up winning that match 8-3. So Justin Wood beat Christian Hernandez by a decision of 8-3. That made the dual score 27-12. Then a very exciting match at 132 pounds. Moises Sebastian on the mat for the Mustangs against Zach Starbeck of the Erie Tigers. And both wrestlers trying to get takedowns, but both able to counter each other. Sebastian had the best opportunities, several near takedowns, never able to convert one. Got a penalty point in the second period, led 1-0 after 2, and then got an escape and 2 more penalty points in the third period. And near the end of the match, he was leading 4-0 when Zach Starbeck, able to get a headlock takedown, got Sebastian directly on his back on the mat in that same takedown move and pinned Sebastian with 7 seconds left to go in the match and won by fall, even though Sebastian was leading before that move 4-0. If he had avoided the fall, it would have been 2 points for the takedown and 3 for the near fall, and it would have been a 5-4 decision. But a very, very exciting match at 132. Then at 138, Jacob Gherkin for the Mustangs. Didn't have an opponent tonight, so Gherkin got 6 team points. That made it 33-18 on the dual scoreboard. Then Richard Herrera was the Mustang wrestler at 145 against a very strong wrestler, Lad Bunker, who won by fall in the first period after getting a takedown, a couple back points, then was able to convert that into a fall in the first period. At 152, another very exciting match tonight. Derek Gray for the Mustangs, Clay Bunker for the Tigers. Bunker led 3-0 after the first period and 7-1 after the second period. Both wrestlers got a point in the third period, and the final score was a decision for Clay Bunker, 8-2 over Derek Gray. And then in the final match of the night, Brandon Hoffman at 160 was wrestling Troy Holt of the Erie Tigers, and Hoffman, obviously a very strong wrestler, the senior, able to make quick work of Troy Holton, winning by a pinfall 30 seconds into that 160-pound match. And that 6 points for Brandon Hoffman made the dual score Fort Morgan 39 and the Erie Tigers 27. I'd like to thank our sponsors tonight. Our post-game wrap-up has been brought to you by High Plains Bank in Wiggins. No matter what your loan needs are, you can stop by the High Plains Bank. They're easy to find at 502 Central Avenue in Wiggins. You can talk to them about checking, savings, as well as CDs at High Plains Bank. And for any of your lending needs, especially ag loans, High Plains Bank in Wiggins is a great place to talk to them about that. I'd like to thank our other sponsors tonight, Edwards Right Price Market and Flowerland. Platte Valley Hearing Center, you can get your hearing to its very best and talk to Dr. Keenan there at 417 Main Street. Ackley Building Center in Brush. Boy, if you've got a home fixer-upper that you haven't bought something for yet, stop by and talk to the crew at 1402 Mill Street in Brush at Ackley Building Center. Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan also bringing you wrestling tonight, as well as Colorado Plains Medical Center at CPMC. They're transforming lives each day, where people choose to go for health care at Colorado Plains Medical Center. That's going to do it for our wrestling tonight. Again, the Fort Morgan Mustang wrestlers in dual action, victorious over the Erie Tigers by a final score of 39-27. Thanks to Rose Condis at the studio for making things happen tonight. We're going to be joining the John Tesh radio show in progress here in just a minute or so. 100% Christmas music the rest of this week and next week on the John Tesh radio show. So if you enjoy that, it's a great place to keep your radio tuned in the evening. We'll recap this wrestling tomorrow morning with John Beltran Sports and all the sports heading into basically the final weekend of the academic semester, and high school sports will be taking a break, so we'll wrap things up tomorrow. You can listen to Preps and More tomorrow on our sister station from 1 to 2, the final edition of that for the calendar year of 2011 as well. Appreciate your joining us on the radio tonight. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. A lot of exciting wrestling action here tonight, and congratulations to the Fort Morgan Mustangs, victorious over the Erie Tigers 39-27. Now from Fort Morgan High School, I'm Alec Creighton saying good night.